Right.
Hey, it's your favorite hypnotist, Kathy Lindert. If you hear a lot of noise, it's because they're cutting down trees next door. And so I apologize. I'm running late, but sounded great with getting the videos out. This has been an interesting week, not only between clients, but I have about 12 hummingbirds, sometimes less, sometimes more, but we'll say on average 12 hummingbirds that live in feed in my backyard. And yesterday, I started making sugar water for them. So it's 1 cup of sugar and 4 cups of water. And you boil it. You boil it for a couple of minutes and let it cool and you pour it in. Hummingbirds love it. But I was really tired yesterday. So I'm going to say probably around 1:30, 1:45. I realized I have to make the hummingbird food. So I get it ready. And then I completely forgot about it. And I went to take a nap. I set my alarm for 30 minutes and I'm asleep. I'm boom. I wake up and I'm smelling the air and I go, oh my gosh, shit. And I run out of bed. I mean, I jump out of bed. And I go into my hall, my kitchen. And if I tell you smoke is everywhere, everywhere. The alarm didn't go off. I was pissed. So I grabbed the pot, and later on I thought about it. I said, it's a good thing that the handle wasn't hot, or I would have had a 2nd or 3rd degree burn on my hand. I grabbed the pot, take it off of the electric stove top. Nothing was on the stove. It all stayed in the pot, but it looked like one. If any of you know what Jiffy Pop popcorn looks like, when you used to put it on the stove top and it would become this big mound. Well, that was mine, except it was all black. I mean, pitch black. Smoke's pouring out of it. Thank God it was white smoke. And I opened up the windows and I said, shit, I got to get the dogs out of the house because any second I know these alarms are going to go off. I get Pop-Tart out. I have 2 dogs, Pop-Tart and Blaze. Pop-Tart goes out. Blaze is like, I'm not going. I'm cozy. I kick the crate. I'm like, you got to get out. Within a second, my house lights up like a firework. Alarms are going crazy. And all of a sudden, CPI is on this is CPI. That's our system. There's smoke. There's smoke. Do we need to call an ambulance? Do we need to call the fire department? I'm like, get out of the house, please. And I run over to where the speaker is. And I'm trying to open up windows. And I'm like, no, I have a pot and it caught, and it just, I left it on the stove. No, it's fine. He's like, okay, you sure you're okay? I go, I think so. I don't know. But I said, there's no fire, so we're good. It's just a lot of smoke. So I'm opening up windows. I'm shutting off the alarm. The alarm keeps on turning itself on because, of course, it's reading all the smoke. CPI calls again. I'm like, it's fine. It's a stovetop. Just shut off the system. They're like, we can't. I'm like, what do you mean you can't? We can't do it. It has to do it itself when the smoke clears out. I'm like, that could be hours. So I have like 24, 28-foot ceilings in my house, right? And I'm like, okay, we got to do something. And I'm still opening up windows. I'm on the phone with my husband. I'm like, can I turn off the AC and just turn it into a big fan, right? And he's like, yeah, just put it on fan and open the windows. And he's like, how bad is it? I go, I did a really good job, Tim. And he's like, wonderful. I hang up and finally get the alarm set off. Every window's open. Every fan is on. I'm running around like a maniac. And I was like, wow, I could have really done some damage. And the pot's ruined. We threw it away, but it kept everything in. And so today is my day that I usually do marketing and everything like that. But no, today I'm cleaning. Yep, I'm wiping down things, getting all the smoke off of everything. So what made me realize with also what happened with the week, I was busy with clients. And one of the things that I've noticed is, again, when we're making changes, okay, and whether they're big changes or small changes or what they consider like huge changes, which most people consider their changes to be really, really big because they're stopping something. So lately, I've been having a lot of people come in and they just want to stop drinking. And they are not alcoholics, but they notice that they're drinking a lot. And even with my smokers, and even lately, I'm getting a lot of weight loss people coming in too. And for a while, it was all smokers. And so now things are switching up. And one of the things that I've noticed, and I also almost did it with the pot, is that we try and justify what happened. We try and justify why it's not our fault. So when my husband, and it was my son's birthday yesterday, so I'm on the phone with everybody and I tell them, I say, you know, I almost jokingly, but not really jokingly, burnt down the house. And they're like, what'd you do? And I said, well, I was really tired and you know, I had such a rough week. And my husband goes, she fell asleep and forgot she put the pot on the stove. And that's the truth, right? But I didn't want to own up to the fact that I screwed up and I could have screwed up really big. And so I was embarrassed, right? Here I am. I'm a mom, I'm a business owner. I do all these other things. How could you forget? I forgot. I just forgot. And when I was working with some of the people, whether it was drinking or smoking or overeating, it's funny because they came up with some excuses that I'm like, are you hearing what you're saying? Are you listening? Sorry, I didn't turn my phone. Are you listening to your excuses and what you're saying to yourself? And you think that's okay? And I was doing the same thing. And a lot of the times it's because we don't want to feel stupid or embarrassed. But mostly, I think, in my personal opinion, what happened with me was I felt stupid. How could I forget? How could I not smell it ahead of time? You know, how could the how coulds just kept on? How could you not hear it? How could you not smell it? How could you not remember? How could you? I mean, even my husband's like, how could the dogs not have smelled something? I'm like, how often do dogs know what smoke smells like? They don't know what the warning signals are. At least I don't think so. So when you start getting questioned, you're like, I feel really stupid. And so, in order for us to change, we have to realize that our excuses are trying to protect us from feeling less than, embarrassed, or even stupid. And when I owned up to the fact, I'm like, I just forgot, you know, I forgot. I took a nap. I was really tired. It was a really long week, and I had 2 very long Zoom sessions. And, you know, by the time I put the pot on and I was like, I walked out of the room, it was like, boom, whatever was in that room stayed in that room. And I just went to sleep. And when I started sharing the story with other people, and my one girlfriend in particular, she goes, oh, I've done that. She goes, I was boiling eggs to make hard-boiled eggs. And she goes, I put the pot on. It had about 6 eggs in there. I was really tired. I went upstairs. She said, you're lucky you set an alarm. She goes, I didn't. And I woke up. House was filled with smoke that smelt like farts, because hard-boiled eggs, sometimes when you open them up, smell like farts. And she goes, for a really long time, we couldn't get the smell out of the house. And so I laughed to go, at least my house just smells like burnt sugar. So the bottom line is, don't let your mistakes stop you from making change. And even if you falter, even if you're doing really well and then you have what I call the efforts, and you go back, and whether you eat something that you're not supposed to, or have a drink, or have a smoke, or decide I'm going to be afraid again, I want you to remember it's just a moment. And yes, you feel stupid, you get embarrassed, and it sucks. But it doesn't mean that you give up. That's the bottom line. Now, is it easy to give up? Hell yeah. Your mind and your body is so used to the old habits that it's like, oh, this is nothing, we can do this. Is it sometimes more challenging to stay positive? Absolutely. There are times that I sit there and I look in the mirror and I go, oh, please help me to be positive. Help me to say it's okay. And then I laugh because I'm talking to myself. But I really believe that when you talk to a mirror, you talk to your higher power, to the universe. That's my belief. So we both have a good laugh. And then she kicks my ass and says, get out there and do something. So the bottom line is, don't allow a mistake or faltering or giving in stop you from moving forward. It's a mistake. Yes, it's embarrassing. Yes, you might feel stupid. Yes, you feel like, oh, I have to start all over again. But it's better to do that and to acknowledge it, because a mistake is a lesson learned. And then you don't give it up. Or I'm sorry, you don't give in, right? You don't give up what you want to go for, and you don't give in to the mistake. There was something I was watching on YouTube, or it might have even been Facebook, that said, I don't know what it is, so I'm going off memory. And it said that an addiction is giving up everything for one thing. And recovery is giving up one thing so you gain everything. Remember that. An addiction, whether it is smoking, overeating, drinking, vaping, even sometimes fears. You could be so addicted to that fear of just being so afraid that it's overwhelming, that you give up everything else for that one thing, for that one thought. And when you start to recover from that addiction, you give up just one thing so that you get everything back. So I have to go and finish cleaning. And I'm going to tell you, my house is going to be sparkling. I mean, I'm like washing windows, I'm washing couches, I'm baking soda, I'm going to be spreading all over the place, vacuuming it up, and then washing rugs. My house is going to be like beautiful. But I guarantee you, I will never, ever, ever leave another pot on the stovetop ever again. This is Kathy Lindert, your favorite hypnotist, and I'm wishing you the best, because I know that change sometimes it's easy, but it's the change of the mindset that can be challenging. You got this. I know you do. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.